Nick Kristof and Tom Friedman and Paul Krugman and you, and how is one not to feel disheartened when the best minds cannot afford to run for public office? And even my hopes were great for Barack Obama, and I worked for him. It seems that once you cross the line, you do enter a different world, a world where you can be bought and you must be a conciliator and you must compromise.
I have a theory. The way that this is going to change, and I'm hoping that Occupy Wall Street is the beginning of it, is that some very clever people are going to understand that in the new information age, they don't need $1 billion to reach the public. What they need is to use the social networking and the free media and to run a YouTube campaign which is 100% free. And this is how things are going to change. I believe that the Will I Am video was the most powerful part of Barack Obama's campaign, and it was free. You don't need this money. And even if they come after you, the companies and the corporations, you call them out and you run a campaign because the American people are disgusted.
Isn't that what David Plouffe did?
No, that's what he told you he was doing.
Using the internet.
Yeah, that's what he told you he was doing. That's what Obama said he was doing. But what he was really doing was making a big network of small donors and a small network of huge donors. So he was hedging his bets with hedge funds. And by the time he came in, he was really beholden to Wall Street big time. And he liked those Wall Street folks. And he didn't have good judgment, because there's no business of him sitting down with Robert Rubin to talk about the financial crisis except to get confessions, not to get advice. That was his mistake. Maybe it was inexperience, maybe it was misjudgment, but I think it was also financial. These people were funding his campaign. And I don't know how many times we've been stuck in traffic jams on the FDR to find out, oh yeah, the president's in town tonight having dinner on Wall Street. That's happening a lot. These events are private, they're not announced. He was at the Four Seasons a couple weeks ago. I don't want the president going to the Four Seasons. I want the president going to Jackson Hole, having a burger. Exactly. And that's a good burger, by the way. Yeah.
I guess one of the few elected officials that I see that has occurred is someone like Eric Schneiderman, the Attorney General, the District Attorney General for New York State. Do you think someone like the efforts that he's trying to do to hold financial institutions accountable for their misdeeds in leading up to the crisis by not settling with them, do you think that could have an effect, or is that just overwhelmed by interests, or because that seems promising?
Yeah, I don't really, each person has their thing. When Governor Cuomo was Attorney General, he was pretty tough. But when he became governor, he said, no taxes on the rich. He said, the rich are working people just like the rest of us. Huh? And so we cut our teachers, we cut our public services. What happened to him? Obviously to me, he wants to run for higher office. So he's setting a platform that I didn't raise taxes in New York State because he thinks that's the way in. This state is filled with billionaires. We actually collect a financial transactions tax that we turn back to Wall Street. We actually have a mechanism to raise many billions of dollars that we don't even use, because a few recessions ago, we decided to temporarily revert it and it was never put back in place. And this is choices that these candidates make because they are all part of this system, like you say. And it is when they cross that line. I'm sure you're right, but it doesn't have to be that way, because there's going to be a new way to govern in this country, because actually the information technology age is changing. And it's going to change how politics can work. And young people can depose Mubarak. And young people can bring out 500,000 people in Israel and then get the government to talk about taxing the rich and cutting defense spending and increasing social spending, as the Trachtenberg Commission recommended and as the cabinet voted last week. And that was young people demonstrating. So this is the new politics. We're just at the beginning of this. Our country's so noisy. It's so hard to mobilize. It's so hard to cut through the mass media, believe me. It's if you say these things, they want to cut you out. They want to keep your voice out. It's not simple, but something's starting here. So my view is the following. I believe that the Occupy Wall Street is 1/3 of what we're going to need, and it's even the embryonic part of the 1/3. It's just the earliest days of social mobilization. Second thing you need is good ideas and a platform. And the American people basically have the right platform. If you look at the majority of opinion surveys, if you look at majorities in repeated opinion surveys, the American people want three things basically. They want the wars to end, they want the social policies to be preserved, and they want taxes to rise on the rich. It's not true that we're anti-tax, actually. As long as you ask the question, do you want to raise taxes at the top, 60% or more say yes. So the core of the platform is already there, in my view. As I said yesterday down in Liberty Plaza, the rest is details, actually. End the wars, preserve and expand the government services, raise taxes on the rich. You have a perfect way back for this country to reestablish our civility and our competitiveness. The third thing we need is politics. We have to elect people on this platform. And there, I think that it's even possible, although unlikely because the timing ain't great, that in the 2012 cycle, there could be some insurgent new progressives that would campaign. And what I'd like to see them campaign on is a platform plus a pledge. And the pledge would say, I will take no more than $99 from any donor because we are the 99%. So we'll have a $99 campaign limit, no PACs, no super PACs. A presidential candidate that gets 1 million of those gets $99 million, and that's enough for the gas fare. You can fly your airplanes, you can get to where you need to be, you can go campaign, you can produce your YouTube viral videos, you can tweet all you want all over the country, and it'll be just fine. You can win an election on that basis. So I believe we need the combination of the social mobilization, the policy platform, and the politics. And whether it comes in 2012, maybe it'll win the White House in 2016.